Welcome to Drinkin
10 seconds until the
Bros,
last.
presented by GhostBed.com.
Oh, boy.
Welcome to Drinkin Bros Sports Companion Show.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to be honest, Anthony. I needed a little bit of sports talk today because last night was just too depressing.
You know what we should do is we should bring on a couple of sports guys and then just talk about politics the whole time. You going to do that?
Could you imagine? Who do we got here today? Is that Paul Duca?
He's over there somewhere in the background.
My God, man. Pop up. How does the Zoom work when we're going live like there? Where's Paul Duca? Is he wearing the suits?
He's got a talk over there, yeah.
Yeah, I got the suit on. I'm actually at Aqueduct Racetrack, and I'm going to be on air here in about half an hour if you want to tune in on Fox Sports 2. I'm covering some horse racing here from the Big A in South Ozone Park, which is now turning into this insane casino/hotel that they're building. It is unreal, right next to JFK.
Yeah, oh, wow. No, look, I've been out in that area, man. If you're betting on those ponies on a Tuesday night, chances are shit went wrong in your life. I see a lot of people out there who are like, oh, God, I lost on Monday night. I got to make it all back. There's a gray horse in race 9 that I got to push all into. I'm sure you see that all the time. A lot of straw hats, a lot of Marlboro Reds, a lot of Pall Mall filterless out there at the track.
Oh, wow. You brought out the Pall Malls. I grew up on that with my father. He literally used to smell it on his fingers. The non-filter Pall Mall is probably the closest thing. It was, that was like the annual gift for my father when it came to the holidays. It was a box of socks and a box of cigarettes, and I was good to go.
A box of socks and a box of cigarettes.
That was back.
Smoke up, Johnny.
That was back in the day when a real man had nicotine stains on his hands.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now everybody's eating tofu and shit.
Yep.
Tell us about your partner over here. So you guys got a podcast, and you got a partner.
Yeah, and you're on Barstool Sports.
No, they were.
Now you're out of
Now
there
they're
anymore.
independent.
Yeah.
Look at you guys.
We were. Blackjack and I, we've been together. We were at Action earlier. We went over to Barstool. We've been friends for a while now. And good friend of mine. We consider ourselves good enough gamblers. I started off when I was a kid. Listen, I've been betting sports for a long, long time, and had to stop, to be honest with you. When you get a professional career and you're in the minor leagues, it was like, I got to stop placing bets here because you're trying to pursue a professional career. So when that ended, that was never going to go away. I always thought people always think, oh, you're an athlete that basically, played at a high level.
Yep.
You should be gambling or talking about gambling, even in your own sport. And it's 2020. People are lighting up marijuana on the sidewalks and stuff like that. There's gambling legal almost in a lot of different states.
50,
so I think
all 50 states, gambling is legal, and they just passed marijuana in 3 more states last night, so we're getting there.
Yeah, and I'm passing some into my bloodstream as we speak.
There you go. Texas wasn't on the ballot, but Dan just stamped it. Marijuana for Texas.
Well, we're in Austin. It's decriminalized here.
Yeah.
I don't break laws.
It is and it isn't. You know what I'm saying?
The crowd, we have a bunch of our fans here. They're all laughing.
Yeah, everybody was here for a live election show last night, so we got about 30, 40 people in the studio here, so forgive us.
I feel like I'm being profiled.
But when did you start gambling again?
Wow, that's a good question. Probably, after, I'll be honest with you, I gambled while I played, but that was more like you're going to Vegas, you're playing a little bit of horse racing, you're playing Sunday football, Saturday football, that kind of stuff. Never bet on a baseball game in my life. A lot of people always ask me that, but did you ever bet on a baseball game in your life while you played? No, I never did. That's just the first thing you always see when you walk into a clubhouse.
Right.
You see the law or the whatever the section is in the baseball Bible that basically says don't gamble on baseball. Now, if I gambled on baseball since I've been retired, 1,000,000%. I'm going to use that expertise of what I know of shadows, of what I know of different ballparks, of what I know of flying across the country, first game, this and that, and try to take that expertise and make money. Why wouldn't I?
What do you know about trash cans and banging them on the ground? Anything about that? I just want to get everybody on the record here.
The Houston Asterisks. I was happy to see them leave the playoffs. I would imagine you playing in L.A., you were happy to see them leave as well.
And to see the Dodgers
congratulations
win,
on the Dodgers World Championship.
The crazy story of this whole thing is Alex Cora was my roommate in the minor leagues.
Mm-hmm.
He was a Dodger. We grew up together, basically. We were A-ball, AA, AAA. We came up together. Played with Carlos Beltran on the great 2006 Met team that we probably should have won. The great catch by Andy Chavez. We lost in the World Series, lost to the Cardinals. So the core of the guys that were in the midst of all that, I played college baseball at Arizona State against A.J. Hinch. We're the same age. So I knew all three of those guys personally. So it was so weird for me. Now, Alex and I have texted each other back because we're really good friends. You know what I mean? And
sure,
it's a struggle for him. It's just like anything else. It's an ego check. It's this and that. But maybe I'm a little bit biased here. But if the other two guys, they stuck up for themselves. They said what they needed to say, whatever. But if A.J. Hinch is going to come out and tell me I couldn't control my players and got another job, wow.
Yeah, that's not good, right?
That's
not good. And it's also not good that Manfred decided not to penalize any of the actual players that were involved. You know what I mean?
Manfred decided not to do anything, let's be honest.
Essentially, correct, yeah. Basically, he just basically...
I mean, the pandemic saved his ass. It really did. He didn't make a decision on Cora. He for the longest time. The fact that Hinch, and listen, I love Alex and Beltran. The fact that Beltran, knowing during the investigation, was getting investigated, and Major League Baseball let the Mets hire him is a fucking excuse my.
Oh, you can say whatever you want.
You can say whatever you want. We're dirtbag people here. We're come from the toilets of the earth. You're good on this show.
So there's so many things he did wrong, and then when he went to speak about it, he was crass, and then he apologized for that. I have yet to see that man apologize in front of the fan that actually pays the player's salary and say, you know what? I juiced the baseball. I caused everybody's you caused collision. You caused it yourself. Everybody can hit. My daughter can hit 260 with 15 home runs with these balls. So if you have 50 guys doing the same thing, they're all going to be priced the same. So now you're going to see guys losing jobs and not getting jobs and younger, and that's why you don't see really a lot of the older 35, 36-year-old pinch hitters off the bench anymore. They'd rather pay these young kids these short prices and see what they got. And I think now with the 60-game season that we saw so many young kids in A-ball and AA that are very talented, and I think a lot of people are starting to realize there's not that much of a difference between AA and the big leagues. The only difference is it's up here.
That's what I say. I say that every time. To every woman I'm with, there's not much difference between AA and the big leagues. You're just welcome for the stick that I'm slanging up at the home plates. Speaking of which, before we get to the spreads, because you guys are considered messiahs, obviously you're going up against Rostradamus today, one of the very best in the biz, and I know you've got a heart out here in a little bit. Our very first show on this lovely podcast we call Drinkin Bros is called Pegging Explained. Now, we are more than 800 episodes deep into this fine. I consider it a course, a teaching course on life. Drinkin Bros, not even so much a podcast, but just how to be a real man in this life. However, in that episode, I used to date Mike Piazza's ex-girlfriend, and she said she used to peg Mike Piazza. Can you confirm or deny that?
Why would he know the answer to that?
People talk in the clubhouse.
Oh, shit.
Okay, hold on now. Look at Blackjack's face. So Blackjack knows
You're talking to the right guy. He'll say anything.
Goddamn right I did, baby. I'm going to get this answer live on air because I only got it from her. I never got it from him. He never sued the show, so I need to know.
Now he's got shit in his hand over here. It's getting dangerous.
I got hanger from my suit. Sorry, I got it. I'm getting a little heated now. The farthest from the truth is Mike Piazza was gay. And I hate using that word. It's not the right word to use. And I don't like using words like that. Am I?
Obviously.
Do I cuss like
Obviously.
Miller?
Yeah.
But I saw that man with literally 6 or 7 of the hottest women I've ever seen in my lifetime. So that being said, was crazy back in those days. You got to understand, I watched a couple guys wrap their Porsches around stop signs and telephone poles where my agent would call me and be like, hey, bro, can you go pick them up? And we were throwing parts over highways in the 90s when I was playing late 90s that, like, if you did that now, there's no shot. There'd be a camera. You'd be in jail. We'd both be released. Different ball game. So when that came out about Mike, it was more like Mike and Eric lived with each other. And so it was like, okay, so the 2 best looking guys on the team, they live with each other, so you assume that they're together. Meanwhile, I used to go over there to pick up their scraps.
No, and look, I understand.
Swimming in their wake.
Yeah, you might have picked up my ex over there. So she dated Piazza. She didn't say he was gay, by the way. She just said he enjoys being pegged from time to time.
My opinion, I've got 2 things to say about that. One is a question. How hot does a woman have to be for pegging not to be gay anymore? And then 2, is pegging gay at all? Like, is there anything that a street woman can do to a street man that's gay? Because that's not the definition of gay, right?
I always say past the second knuckle is gay. Because if you go past the second knuckle with one finger, everybody likes a finger from time to time, and that's fine. That's a fun little game. It's flirty. We can laugh about it in the morning. But once you go past that second knuckle, that's when shit gets dangerous.
Hold on, we're about to get some
expertise.
expertise here.
No. It has to be executed perfectly.
It's all about mechanics, right?
That's the key. You can't be sticking knuckles up there for no reason, just exploring, seeing if my prostate's okay. Okay, that's what happened. Okay, so like.
Did you guys think we were going to have an all-star baseball player on today to talk about sticking fingers up his ass?
Yes, we did. We did.
Yeah, if there's a point of exhileration and then it goes in, hey.
Yeah.
What happened?
There's got to be context, right? There's got to be context.
Yeah,
sure.
like when Trump.
There's got to be a context in it, as in, wow, did that just happen? It can't be, oh, I can't wait for it to happen. You know what I mean?
I agree. Like when Trump went up by 14 in Wisconsin or Pennsylvania last night, I would have gone 2 full fingers past both knuckles, and that would have been because of the moments. I think you get, not because I'm gay, but the moments overtook.
I think you get 1 free one a year.
Yeah, you get 1 free one a year. It's just like, oh, hey, cool. At that moment, when I saw Trump plus 14, congratulations. She was picking up a 9-pound bowling ball. She was going these 2 fingers in and leaving the others out. And I was like, oh, that's where we are today. Congratulations. Obviously, I woke up in shame this morning, but that's all I heard about Piazza. I didn't hear that he was gay at all. I knew that him and Eric were the best 2 looking dudes on the team. Game recognizes game, obviously.
Is my Eric Karros?
I am, yes.
Oh, yeah, they're both gorgeous men.
We all had aliases on the road, and Karros had the best one ever. He was just called Dodger Dog.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. It was always like called Eric's room, and he was like, hey, does anybody want a Dodger Dog?
Oh, that's great. That's great. That was when we could have fun.
My story, I'll tell you, was mine, true story. I'm in Philadelphia. Mine was Chuck E. Cheese. That was my alias on the. And I get a phone call. It's like, I don't know, 5:20, games at like 7. And the clubhouse kid comes running out. I was like, dude, you're asking my ex-wife now, but your wife's on the phone. So, you're that close to the game.
Yeah.
Why wives, usually normal wives. There are some wives out there that are crazy, but normal wives, my wife's normal. She let me play. Like, I'm thinking the worst here. Oh no, what's going on here? This and that, da. I come back in the clubhouse and she's on the phone. I'm like, what's up, sweetheart? I got to go warm up the pitcher in like 40 minutes. She's like, you idiot. I go, what? She goes, I went down to the gym. I forgot my key to my room, and I have no ID that says Mrs. Cheese, and they won't give me a credit.
Charles Entertainment Cheese. I love it.
Right?
I love it. Look, I know you guys have a hard out today, and you're spread messiahs. So we're going to go around the horn on NFL. On our show, every week we do NFL, and then we do college spreads. NFL is some big boy shit, and I think we're all familiar with the rules here, kids. So we'll go NFL spreads before you got to get out of here today. Entertaining as shit, man. We'd love to have you back anytime. We're going to start with the Thursday night game, which is always special. Packers at 49ers.
This one actually might be a good one. They've all sucked so far.
Yeah, well, and I heard Garoppolo is out for the season. I don't know if you guys have heard that.
Well, that might make it a little better then.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's out. Kittle's out.
Oh, Kittle's
and
out
the
too.
Niners shut their facility down today. So who the hell even knows if this thing gets played?
Yeah, that's a good
But
point.
if they do, I don't see how you go anywhere other than Green Bay.
I agree. What is on mybookie.com? What are the numbers on Green Bay right now? Do they even have them up? 6? Yeah.
6, yeah.
If it does take place, I'm all in on 6 on Green Bay.
Yeah, I mean, you got a lot going there, right? I
Yep.
mean, the Packers, the Niners without Garoppolo or Kittle, it's a revenge spot off the NFC title game last year. Green Bay hasn't looked great the last couple of weeks. I think they come out and just kick the shit out of the Niners.
I agree. And Green Bay looked like shit at home last week at -6.5. I bet half of my house on that, which I am now not living in because my wife has thrown me out of it. So I gotta think Green Bay will redeem themselves this week. Who do you got, Paul?
Well, I'm with you a little bit. That's a tough beat. Listen, anytime you're playing your inner rival in Minnesota, you knew Minnesota was going to come out and play tough. And Mike Zimmer's so good defensively that you knew he would have a little bit of a plan. My thing with Aaron Rodgers is like he somewhat gives up. And by the way, I'm still freaking pissed off because I had under 49.5. Why the hell are you going for 2 to make it 28-22?
I agree.
I still don't understand that play. That was a weird play. But like in the second half, they sort of shut him down a little bit. But Aaron always has those bounce back games. Listen. I think Kyle Shanahan's the most overrated coach in the league. So I don't let me get me started there. And I'll play Aaron Rodgers against. I guess Nick Mullins is going to be the starter. I guess
Seems like it.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Dan, I think you got Green Bay as well.
I do, but there's no. I mean, the spreads have been pulled down on most of the sites I'm looking at.
It has. If this goes off though at -6,
there's no way it's
going
to come in at 6.
Yeah.
It'll probably come out at 9.5 when it comes back out. That'd be my guess.
Yeah,
they're going to try to
play
tease some
it
bets.
10.
Yeah, I would exactly. I would play it to 10 too. If it's over 10, 10.5, I'd buy a hook or a point on that. And maybe do a 6-point teaser on it. Sunday night's game in the afternoon, actually, I apologize, is the Broncos at the Falcons. Now, what you don't know about me is I'm a diehard Atlanta fan, yet I have given them up until they win a Super Bowl. Therefore, I am not betting them ever again for the rest of my life because they simply do not cover, except for Thursday in the rain at Carolina. I'm not sure if Drew Lock is playing or not. I would imagine he is. Who do you got? 3 and 4 Broncos against the 2 and 5 Falcons.
Bottom line is I don't think Falcons should be favored against anybody right now.
Correct.
And they sure as shit shouldn't be laying more than a field goal. So I will take the Broncos and the 3.5 points all day long here. I mean, Drew Lock, kind of boom or bust. It depends on the week or even the quarter that you're watching him. Looked like shit in the first 3 quarters and then was great in the fourth. I'll take the Broncos in their running game and a defense against the Falcons team that just has nothing going for it.
Correct.
I
They have nothing. I don't.
agree.
Did this come out at 3.5 or did it come out at 3 and went up?
It came out at 3.5, and it actually came out at 4 and got bet down to 3.5. So clearly everybody is betting on the Broncos on this one. Gun to head, and that's the only way you can actually make me to make a Falcons bet in this life is to actually put 1 or 2 guns at my head. At 3.5, I would buy a hook and go down to Atlanta just because I don't know who's playing for the Broncos anymore. Every week it's a fucking mystery with these guys of who's going to show up on the field and who's not.
But that's
my players on fantasy are on IR from this team.
It doesn't matter, though, because you know who's showing up for the Falcons, and that's the Falcons. And it's not going to get it done.
Yeah,
agreed.
Yeah, you can argue the Falcons are the best 2-6 team in the league. Let's be honest here now. I know their defense is bad, but if Denver had Cortland Sutton, Cortland Sutton's one of the better receivers in the league. He's been hurt. Drew Lock's got a lot more weapons than you think. I mean, I know Lindsey's been hurt, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep,
but
he's back. At least
he's back.
Okay, he's back. Now, the first game of the season, Drew Lock was on fire, comes back, makes a big comeback. And my worry is, I love this game over. Because my worry is Phillip Rivers can't throw the ball 3 feet down the field. And he lit that defense up,
correct.
last weekend. So I thought there would be points in this game. I think Denver's a little bit more dynamic on offense than people think.
I do as well. So, look, I'm not putting my American dollars on this. If somebody gave me some ruples or something else, and they're like, hey, man, do you want to trade this into the bank, or do you want to throw it on this fucking game and see what happens? Sure, I would do it. I'm not going down to Bank of America and finding my bookie on a street corner and trying to bet this game whatsoever. How about you? Are you out of this game?
Yeah, I'm not going to bet it, but I could definitely see Denver controlling this entire game, honestly.
Yeah,
I mean, you say that you know who's showing up for Atlanta, and that's true. You know the personnel that are showing up, but you don't know which version of those personnel are showing up. That's their fucking problem. They can't ever get it together. I don't think they played one solid entire game of football in 2 years.
No, it's definitely not a fourth quarter, and don't even fucking 28-3 me on this
like
shit.
Like that game that the Dolphins had this past weekend, right? They had a touchdown from every element of the team. The defense, special teams, run, pass, and a kick return.
And
right?
Tua had 3 completions, so he looked fantastic.
Yeah, he was like 11 for fucking 22 or some shit. I don't know what he was. He's not going to make it.
He's
but anyways,
not the future.
That kind of game where everything goes well as a result of focus and good coaching, and you just don't see it in Atlanta, which Shanahan, they finally got rid of him, which is good a couple of years ago.
The problem that you're getting to, guys, is like you got special guys, right? And the 2 special guys that are under 6 feet or 6 feet is Russell Wilson and Kyler Murray. And you can even know that Kyler Murray, he struggles if he has to stay in the pocket. He's better on I'm a Cardinal fan. Russell Wilson is just a rare breed. But you look at Baker Mayfield. You look at Josh Rosen. Guy, he might be selling groceries at Sprouts soon.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the game is if you're 6'1" or under, you have to be special. And that's what makes Drew Brees so special, to be able to slide into lanes and slide into this and that. I mean, him and Russell Wilson. And like I said, I love Kyler Murray, but he still struggles if you can keep him in the pocket. So, yeah, I don't see it. I just don't see it. You understand what I'm saying?
I do. Because when you say special people, I think about the Falcons, and I think about they need all the handicap spots to park at that stadium because they're all special.
Well, didn't 16 people on their defense alone last year go on the IR at some point during the year?
At some point in the year, and I know Arthur Blank had only put in 25 handicap spots, and he had to add 30 more to get those guys back on the field.
It's not bad when you need a whole wheelchair row on the side.
Yeah, you know that's why Dan and I, whenever we go to Falcons games, we just scream out wheelchair because it's going to be an awful game. Next up, in my opinion,
they should change their logo from the Falcons to just a
handicap sign that's just choking. Like the handicap sign for choking on this.
Go, boys.
Next up is the game of the week: Seahawks at Bills. Are you out of here?
Yeah, I got to go, but I'll give you a pick in this game.
Great. This is the game of the week, in my opinion. Who do you got? Seahawks at Bills. It is Seahawks -3 right now.
I love the Seahawks. Anytime you're going all the way across the country, it's in Seattle, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it's at Buffalo, actually. It's at Buffalo.
Okay, Buffalo, yeah. Yep. You're going to Seahawks. I actually love the under in this game. I think you're going to get 2 offenses that are highly ranked. You're going to get an inflated number. The game last week, should have went under in the San Francisco game. They scored 30 points in the fourth quarter for that game to go over Seattle. You'll probably get around 48, somewhere in that kind of points. And I think this is a dead under game. This is the kind of game where Russell's going to have to grind it out. This is going to be a tough game for Seattle.
Buffalo's got the best pass defense in the league.
I agree. 55 points is too high for an over.
It's way too high,
I'm going on the under on this. However, Seattle never covers in spreads, so I have a hard time betting Seattle, but I am all in on that under, and I agree with you on that one.
Yeah, I like Buffalo here. I think Buffalo, you're at home. You're giving me 3 points. And, the thing that most people don't realize is that the Seahawks defense has not been good, man. I mean, they have been giving up a ton of yards and a ton of points all season long. So, Buffalo has the better defense. I don't think that's particularly close. Josh Allen's been a little up and down for sure, but I'll take the 3 points at home with the better defense.
Yeah, and I think the way these teams match up as well. I mean, Buffalo, if you want to beat them, you run the ball. You can run the ball on them all day long. We've seen it a couple times this year. Their run defense is not great. I guess we'll see what happens with Wilson, whether or not he goes mobile and tries to create some lanes and stuff like that. If he just stays in a pocket passing game, they're going to have trouble scoring all day, I think.
I agree, and I hate to interrupt you here, but I want to make sure your partner doesn't Jeffrey Tubin himself. And
he has no idea that he's still on.
Pull out his ding dong here live.
Giorgio,
on
just kick him out of the
Zoom.
room.
Yeah. Go ahead and throw him out of the room in case his penis and or balls come out. We don't need to ruin a man's life today.
It's a distinct possibility that they pop out.
Yeah, there is. And obviously, you're welcome that I'm proud to be an American on that one. And that's bro shit right there. You know what I'm saying? This isn't the New York Magazine. I'm not just pulling out my dong.
You got to take care of them.
Yes, you got to take care of them. So I'm with you on this. I'm taking the Bills. And I'm also taking the under on that. I'm going extremely hard on the under. That is my biggest bet in this game. Next up, we got Bears against Titans. Two teams that are remarkably playing for first in their division. Bears are 5-3. Titans are 5-2. This is Tennessee minus 5.5. They are another team that shit the bed last week. Who do you got?
I hate this game.
Same.
So unpredictable.
I can't bet the Bears. Watching them play offense is, it's fucking painful, right?
It's awful.
It is unbelievably bad.
Yeah.
And on the other hand, I don't know that I trust the Titans to cover 5.5.
5.5 is a lot of points for how they've been playing lately, especially in a team that focuses primarily on the run game. You know what I mean? That's a lot of points.
It is a lot. I guess gun to my head, I'd take Tennessee, but it's just because I can't bet the Bears.
Same.
I would take the Bears. I would take the Bears if they would start anybody at quarterback and then bring Foles in. I think he's a relief pitcher.
Yeah.
I think they're using him incorrectly. There's this idea in football that you can be great for stints, so that translates into you can be great for 16 games plus the playoffs. It's obviously not true. No one's done it. Mm-hmm. No one. How many NFL players other than Tom Brady, but he was a rookie at the time, right? Have been journeyman, and all of a sudden, after years of backing people up, they step in and have a great fourth quarter in some games, so they get a big contract somewhere else. Matt Flynn, for example, from Green Bay, and then all of a sudden it works out. It's happened 0 times in history, and it's not ever going to work, ever.
No.
It's the story of Ryan Fitzpatrick's entire career.
It is, and I'm with you on watching the Bears offense. Like it's like reading the last chapter of Anne Frank's diary. Like I know it's going to happen, and yet it's like, fuck, man.
You got him on that one.
You're hoping for a different outcome, but you know she's going to get found. And for that reason, I can't touch this game. I can't tell the audience to bet this game, and I apologize to mybookie.com, but I can't tell anybody to bet this game.
It's 46.5 over too. That's
oof. Gross.
And a 5.5 spread. That's not a good-looking game.
No. This next game I love, actually. It's Ravens at Colts, and it's Ravens minus 2.5. Me personally, I am all in on the Ravens. They've had a rough stretch here, and I think they bounce back and bury Indianapolis.
Do you think something's in do you think losing to Mahomes is in Lamar Jackson's head right now? Because I feel like he's in his head right now.
I think it is in his head. I think it 100% is in his head. But on the other hand, there's no way I'm taking Phillip Rivers against this Baltimore defense.
No, they're going to crush that old man.
Yes.
This is 3 interception day for Phil Rivers.
They might kill 3 of his 9 kids. That's how tough.
There's no way.
Yeah, I'm all in on this game. This is actually my lock of the week in the NFL.
I can't believe
I'm all on the Ravens. I can't either.
2.5. I mean, look, it is in Indianapolis, but that's not very far from Baltimore.
It's a dome. There's nobody there. Like, that doesn't make
that's a day
difference.
trip in the car. That's not like a cross-country flight or anything.
No.
This spread, this Vegas suffers from it too, and a lot of sports commentators do this recency bias, like the hot hand theory and all that stuff. It's just not true. Mm-hmm. Like, if you, over time, you can collect enough data to assume what will happen in certain matchups, but just because a guy just hit 30 in a row does not affect the percentage or the possibility he's going to hit the next one. This is not how data works. It's not how sports work. We make that mistake so many goddamn times. Baltimore matched up against this Colts team is a win. I'm all in on this. This will be my biggest bet of the week in the NFL. Next up, we got the Panthers at the Chiefs. We got a little bit of breaking news here. It appears as if Christian McCaffrey will be playing in this game. However, it is Chiefs minus 11. It's down to 10.5. It's down to
10.5. Yeah. So, look, that is a lot of points. 1, 2. The Chiefs were giving up 20 last week, and they covered. In a week in which Vegas absolutely dominated, very few favorites won last week. The Chiefs were one of the ones that came through on the highest spread in 2 years. So who do you got in this?
I mean, listen, the Panthers aren't the Jets, right? The
Correct.
Panthers are a team that's played hard. They're well coached. Teddy Bridgewater keeps them alive. Anything over 10, I'm taking Carolina.
Yep.
Kansas City, listen, I mean, they look great against the Jets, but I mean, who the fuck doesn't, right? I mean,
yeah.
The Jets are god awful. And the Chiefs have had their moments where they've looked a little vulnerable this year. The game against the Chargers, obviously the loss to the Raiders. I don't think they looked fantastic against Buffalo. I mean, they ran the ball great, but I don't think that their passing game was unbelievable. I think the Panthers can score enough on that defense to keep this within 10.
Yeah, it's funny. The over is 52.5, 10.5 point spread. That's they're not expecting a whole lot of points out of the Panthers. I think they're getting pretty. What's the word? They're sleeping on Carolina's offense a little bit, but more they're putting way too much credit on the Chiefs' defense.
I can say this:
they make big plays a lot, like Sorensen and obviously Matthew. Those guys make big plays a lot, but as far as controlling the tempo of games and things like that and keeping people from scoring, that's not their game, man.
But with McCaffrey back, every time he's come off an injury, he's looked unbelievably fresh. This is a game that I take in 6-point teasers. We do that a lot on mybookie.com. So I'll jack this teaser up to minus 17 for Casey, and I'll jack this over-under down to 46.5. And I love all of this, and I will take all of the things in this. Because, look, I think Kansas City, although they are great, they play down to the level of their competition, and I'm with you. Like, at that many points, I think the Panthers will end up covering, and especially if they're able to chew up some clock with McCaffrey.
This will be the difference at the end of Mahomes' career.
Yep.
These kind of games, if he can figure it out or not. Because what Jordan would do, and the reason he's the greatest professional athlete of all time, is he would be like, you know what, that kid's coming back. He thinks he's a tough guy. Fuck him. We're going to beat him by 20. That's what would be in Jordan's mind.
And I took that personally.
And he would take it personally, and it would fucking all week. That's all he would be thinking about. He would be training his ass off for it, preparing in every way he could, and he would go out there and fucking dominate that person.
Yep.
I don't see anybody in professional sports that has anything like that going on right now.
No, me neither. This next game is brutal to pick. It's the Lions against the Vikings. It's Minnesota -4. It's basically saying, who's your favorite pedophile, Sandusky or Epstein? And to me personally, like, I don't even watch this game. I hope it's not near me or around me. If I know anybody who is watching this game, we are no longer friends.
Yep.
And I definitely don't let them have sleepovers with my kids.
No, if you turn it on in the car, I'm going to jump out the window.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. What do you think? He's not.
It's bad.
It's not a good game.
It's bad.
I think if you're going to bet it, whichever pedophile is Detroit, that's the one you probably I think that's the way you go. I think that people, you just said it, man, the recency thing.
Yeah.
People are going to Minnesota beat Green Bay.
Oh, yeah.
Detroit lost last week. Now, Minnesota's really fucking bad, and they're entirely one-dimensional. Detroit's defensive line will cause problems for the running game, and at that point, I'll take Matt Stafford over Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins is another one of those guys that was a backup. No. I don't think so.
No,
but he was a backup for a bit.
No.
He was a backup for a bit, and there was this presumption, he's just not putting up the numbers because he's in Washington. Like, no, it's just because he sucks.
Yeah, and if I'm the Lions, I call Biden's campaign team and try to find 106,000 votes here.
130.
130 now to put on this team because, that's the only thing they have going for them at this point.
Yeah.
I don't bet this game. I wouldn't tell you at home to bet this game. Look, I would go all in on that Baltimore game and not this one. Same with the next one coming up. This is Giants at 1-7 against the Washington football team at 2-5. This is Washington -3, which means Vegas doesn't care either, and they're just throwing up 3 and say, hey, is there any junkies out there that want to bet this right now? Go ahead and stick a needle in your arm and fuck off.
I actually really like the Giants here.
So stick a needle in your arm.
Giants here.
You remind me of Dirty Dan, dude. Yeah.
I think it's a really good spot for them. The Redskins, the football team.
Easy. We're going to get canceled.
Football team.
I'm sorry. That quarterback position is a mess.
Oh, boy, it is.
You're throwing Brandon Allen out there. I don't know who the hell's running the ball for them. I mean, the offense is essentially Terry McLaurin and a pile of shit after that. The defensive line is good. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's good, but their secondary is not great. No. And Daniel Jones, it's just a question of, is he going to turn the ball over more, or is he going to have positive plays? And I think that he's going to do enough to be able to beat this Washington team. Plus, you're giving me the 3. Like, I will probably play the Giants on the money line for a little bit here, but I'll definitely take the 3.
You dirtbag. Look, I get the hype for Danny Dimes. God bless that kid for trying week in and week out and knowing that they're not even close to any form of playoff. Look, That kid's got a lot of heart. However, this game I stay away from, and I can't tell the audience to bet on this.
I don't know. I think Washington's actually looked pretty good recently, despite their like they have obviously it's a really nice car. Everything looks great, nice wheels, spinning rims, fuzzy dice in the mirror, but there's no engine.
No,
like they don't have a quarterback.
No,
but that doesn't necessarily always matter against a team like the Giants, right? Because like he said, there's a good chance that the Giants will have less than 250 yards total. Right? And then have 2 to 3 turnovers. You can beat a team like that without a whole lot if you just don't turn the ball over.
I feel like you're Robin Williams trying to talk Matt Damon into hugging you right now in Good Will Hunting.
Oh, it worked.
Like,
it worked, and he cried too. And he won a goddamn Oscar for it.
It is not your fault. It is not your fault.
They won Oscars for that.
It is not your fault. Come and give me a hug. I'm not betting this fucking game. Not one prayer on this earth.
Nope.
Next up, we got the Texans at the Jaguars. 2 exciting teams that are 1-6. Looking for that third pick in the NFL draft. Why try at this point? This is Houston -7. Does Houston have a problem? Nailed it. Boom. Sorry, I've been drinking all day.
Now NASA's going to cancel us.
Yeah, NASA's going to cancel us. What do you got in this one?
I mean, this game is, for me, this is my personal Vikings Lions. Like I don't want to see a minute of this.
Nope. No.
I hate it. It's 7. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I feel like Houston wins this game, but I'm not laying 7 with the Texans.
No.
It's weird how Houston's figured out how to take a bunch of exciting players and make them the most boring motherfuckers on earth. Like, I don't know how. Man, like, it's some kind of witchcraft. I don't know. Yep. It makes no sense. I mean, obviously there was not just bad coaching, but the relationship between the coaches and the team was not very good.
No.
Right? Or we're not very good, rather. So that's one thing. But, I mean, we should be beyond that now.
We should be, and look.
Where's the Varsity Blues moment? Is John Voight back in the locker room now causing trouble?
No, Bud Kilmer is his statue is up, and they should replace that. They should take down the Bud Kilmer statue from Varsity Blues, and I Don't Want Your Life. Vanderbeek has moved to Austin, so we'll get him on the show soon. This next game is actually kind of sexy. I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all because Herbert has been playing very well. Justin Herbert for the Chargers. This is the Raiders against the Chargers. This is the Chargers -1.5. These have been tough to call because Herbert's looks so good. And look, the Raiders are
pretty good, yeah.
Pretty decent, man.
Raiders are like they're a solid B+ team right now, I think.
Yeah,
as long as they're healthy.
The Raiders.
Which with a solid B+ team, you go out and fucking take care of the ball and create a couple of turnovers. You can win any game you're in.
Yeah,
so I'm good with that. The Chargers defense.
Love the Raiders in this game.
Yes,
love them.
The Chargers defense is tough though.
Their defense is a weird defense to me. I agree with you. They have very talented players,
right?
But they get caught in this zone system where they just keep giving up yards. And yeah, they've got guys that can make plays, and the defensive line in particular is really good with Ingram and Bosa, but like they just keep playing like you watched it against Denver and you want to scream at them like blitz somebody, like throw some pressure.
Right.
And they don't do it. They just sit back. And if you do that with Vegas, I mean, you're going to get killed in the run game with Jacobs, and it's going to give Carr enough room with the play action that I think the Raiders win this thing.
I agree, and it's a short flight. It's a 45-minute flight from Vegas to Cali at this point. You're in and out in Inglewood. I'm all in on the Raiders on this, and they look pretty goddamn decent this year.
And I like when they're good too.
Yeah, same.
Like it's good. I think it's good for the league when popular teams are good. It's bad for the league when the Yankees are bad.
Yeah, we want to go to Vegas and do coke at the game, so it's like let's open it up. You know, we'll see. We'll see.
Game.
Next one is a big boy spread. So go ahead and put your fucking pants on. This is Steelers 7-0 with the Cowboys 2-6. Pittsburgh -14 points. That is 2 touchdowns. D'Annunzio does not going to start there anymore, right? He's out. We're all done with him. Yeah, DiNucci's done.
Is that his
right?
name? I have no idea who's starting for the Cowboys.
It's probably Andy Dalton. It's going to be at home. I'll put it to this way. So we own a ticketing company, drinkinbrostickets.com. We have a free suite to this game, and we're not even fucking going to this. That's how bad the Cowboys are.
Yeah, I'm afraid to like run into Roethlisberger in the bathroom or something, mostly. But
if it happens, it happens, brother. A finger's a finger, a mouth's a mouth.
It's true. As long as there's a little heat in there. So -14, that's a lot for an NFL game.
It is.
Where a team isn't completely shit.
If Andy Dalton plays, could he hand off the ball 31 times to Ezekiel Elliott? 14 on the road is so many fucking points.
Well, Zeke hasn't
what
been
do you
doing
do
shit yet
traditionally
either.
in this situation? Yeah, he hasn't.
I mean, generally, you take the points, right? Because it's
Yes.
too many points to give a professional team.
Correct.
Having said that, I'm gonna lay it. I don't give a damn who's under center for Dallas. This Pittsburgh defense might kill him.
Yeah,
I mean, really, like they might hurt him badly.
Pittsburgh by a wide margin is the best
Bad
defense in
spot.
the league.
Yes.
Like, I don't think anybody's even close. If there were Madden ratings going on for all the defenses in the league right now, they're at 99 and everybody else is 96 or lower in my opinion. I don't think anybody comes
Yeah, I mean,
close.
you're
to the
right,
defense.
and that defense plays angry, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's like
Andy Dalton's going to play this game off a concussion. He might really get hurt
Yes.
on Sunday. Like, he really could get hurt.
Yeah, do you think the fucking Steelers is the right game to come back from your concussion, bro?
No,
Maybe sit out another week. I mean, what the fuck are you
Yeah,
doing
you
in
gotta
Dallas in the
fake
first
that
place?
shit.
Yeah. I mean, look,
He's getting out on the field.
is it possible to use to lose a urethra during a game, because he might lose that as well? I'm out on this game. 14 is too many fucking points. I'm not doing anything with this
I
game.
would, if you're going to play this game, I'd buy the hook. 13.5, I'd lay.
Okay. We're gonna get Dirty Dan's takes after this, because I have a feeling he'll be on a shitbag game. Like
Oh yeah,
this.
one of our producers over here is a total piece of shit. He bets like Coastal
He
Carolina,
bets the worst
but he
games
always
in
wins.
America.
He always
wins,
and
but
it sucks.
it's filthy, and he's chewing on a stick like it's caught in Somalia.
Yeah.
and he's about to go out and round up some child.
He doesn't
soldiers.
even smoke, and there's always cigarette smoke around him
Yeah,
somehow. It
it's
doesn't even
real
make any
weird.
sense.
A lot of fucking Winston butts, cigarette butts. Next up, we got the Dolphins against the Cardinals. This is Arizona minus 4.5.
I actually might watch this game.
I do not believe in Tua. I am all in on the Cardinals. Please back me up on this.
100%.
There we go.
The Dolphins had to play literally a perfect game. Like every element of their team, from special teams, both versions of offense, the defense, and like
They
everybody
got
had to do something.
out-gained. They let the Rams have 475 yards of offense.
Yep.
Yeah, it reminds me of
475.
Penn State losing a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They had 485 yards and couldn't score.
There's
Idiots.
no way that Kyler Murray is going to run all over this team. Hopkins going to have a big game. Tua's going to have to do something in this game. And this is, again, we talk about the recency bias stuff. People are looking at the Dolphins and they're saying, oh, shit, Dolphins are 4-3. They're not that bad. And they're not that bad. They play hard. But Arizona's a hell of a lot better.
Right.
Lay the 4.5 at the start.
And look, if Fitzpatrick was in there, I would think differently, to be honest with you. But, look, just because you threw for 48 yards last week, Tua, I'm not all in on your bullshits. And he's got those little squirrel bones in his legs. He's one fucking bad tackle away from trying to find another animal to insert inside of himself to get back on the field.
Is this a Richard Gere situation?
Well, I'm not saying gerbil, but,
I
later.
don't think so.
Yeah.
We're not implying anything. I'm just curious.
We're not implying anything,
I'm
but
a curious fella.
I'm all in on Arizona on this one. Next up, we got the Saints against the Buccaneers. Second time playing this year. The Buccaneers look like garbage trash the first time they played them. This is Tampa Bay minus 5.5. Is Tampa Bay coming around, and is this a serious contender?
Tampa Bay is the best team in the NFC.
Whoa. It's nice
Best
meeting
team.
you guys. I got to go.
It's probably true right now.
Is that real?
I mean,
It's the
it's either
best
them or
team in the
it's
NFL?
either them or Seattle. Who would it be? And half of San Francisco's top guys are out. already.
I
We
look.
talked about the Pittsburgh defense. Tampa's defense is number 2.
Yeah,
all right?
they are
That
number 2,
defense
yeah.
is very good. Brady is just going to get better as the year goes on because he's going to get more chemistry with these guys. They're bringing in Antonio Brown now, who maybe he gives you nothing, but if he gives you anything, this is easily the best offense in football.
That
it
is correct,
is.
yeah. I mean, him and Mike Evans. I mean, they've got a lot of weapons down there.
I don't know who their fucking running back is. When you said that out loud, though, honestly, one of our sponsors is manscaped.com. I almost wanted to shave my asshole live on air because I feel like you were about to fuck me with that. I really did.
Listen, brother,
I mean, hearing
you
that is
feel however
crazy.
you want to. That's what's going to happen. The end of this year, the NFC title game is Tampa Bay and Seattle. That's what it is.
So
that's
I
probably
I
accurate.
agree with that.
Yeah.
So we do this prediction show before the NFL season starts, right? We don't miss. I said Chiefs Seattle was the Super Bowl, and I said the Chiefs will end up repeating. Do you have Tampa Bay playing at home in the Super Bowl because it's in Tampa Bay this year?
I mean, I think that Tampa is the only team with a chance to beat Seattle. The problem that Seattle's going to have is, their defense stops nobody right now. Like, it's strange to get your head around that because it's been so good for so long.
Right.
They don't stop anyone these days. Tampa's defense does stop people. It doesn't stop them all the time, but they have their moments during games. If you were asking me right now, Super Bowl, it's Kansas City and Tampa.
I'd love to see that. That'd be great. That'd be basically a kind of a half a rematch of the AFC Championship a couple of years ago. Brady v.
It would, and I'd love to see Mahomes light him up.
Yeah,
we were at the AFC Championship. We saw
game.
It was a great game. Went in overtime. Man, I can't wrap my head around that. I love you, and God bless you
their defense.
for picking it.
He's right. Their defense is so good. Come playoff time, that's going to make a difference. Now, if you look on paper, the Packers are probably a better football team than the Seahawks, right?
Right.
In a regular season game, if they played, whomever the home team was, I would probably bet on that team to win.
Right.
However, when it comes playoff time, right, and those little things matter, Russell Wilson seems to be able to execute flawlessly most of the time.
Correct.
And Aaron Rodgers does not, for whatever reason. He tends to do the hero ball thing, kind of like you see in the NBA. Guys just want to dribble for 20 seconds and then take a shot. He will do that frequently under stress. And you can't win. You're not going to beat a team like Seattle like that. However, this year with their defense struggling, I don't know if that's true or not. We'll see, right? Because it's probably going to be – it'll probably be the Packers in Seattle in a divisional game, and then – somebody else in the other game, right?
Yeah, look, it could be Tampa. On the other side of the ball, it could be Pittsburgh versus the Chiefs. It could be the Ravens versus the Chiefs. I don't know.
It's going to be Ravens, Chiefs, Steelers, and Titans in that last.
I'm still all in on that side. This one, I'm less sure about, but I'm still going with Seattle. This is a very tough game for me to bet on. I don't know if Michael Thomas is back for this game. Do you know?
I don't know, and it doesn't matter. I'm still laying the point with Tampa. It doesn't matter.
5.5.
Drew Brees is not the same dude. I'm sorry.
That is accurate.
On your last statement, I pulled my headphones off. Now I feel like I should stuff them all the way inside me because this is pure crazy talk, and I need to hear it from the inside of my body, not the outside. The last game of the week, which is for whatever reason, these Monday night and Thursday night games have always seemed to be awful.
This year so far, I think there's been one that was decent.
Is the Patriots at 2-5 against the Jets at 0-8. My biggest lock of the year preseason, when we did our preseason show, was saying that the over-under for the Patriots was 8. 8.5 was actually their win-loss total. They're clearly going to lose that now, and I am amped about that. Why do you bet this game if you're not a junkie and you need some crack cocaine on a Monday?
That's a great reason to do it. You might hate me because of the last game. I'm going to hate me because of this game. I'm going to take the Jets on the money line.
Whoa!
What is it?
Oh, you think the Jets win this game?
I think the Jets win it outright.
This is the ballsiest call we've ever had on this show. So you're saying the 0-8 Jets will beat the New England Patriots, coached by Bill Belichick, on the money line. There's not even a reason to take the
But doesn't
-7.
it feel like just a couple of weeks ago the Jets snatched defeat out of the jaws of victory, and it seemed like maybe it happened on purpose? Yes. I mean, are they going to go out of their way to win this game?
Because you're our special guest today, I'm going to throw a hundo on this, dude, and I'm going to have some laughs and some edibles, and I'm going to enjoy this one with you Monday night. Fuck it, I'm in on this one. I do this with Dirty Dan.
I'm telling you, this Patriots team is fucking done.
This
team is done.
They're fucked. What do you think happens to Belichick? Is he going to retire or what? I mean, he wants to retire on top, right?
Time. I think he's going to try one more time to rebuild this thing, but I don't know, man. This team, Cam Newton. Shit, yeah. I mean, just make him throw the ball. He can't throw it. He's got no one to throw it to.
Right. Yeah.
And the Patriots defense, just avoid Gilmore and you're all right. I mean, Darnold, he's not very good, but he's better than Cam Newton right now.
Yeah.
I mean, he is. Yeah.
Darnold. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. You're giving me plus 270 on the Jets money line. I'm taking it. If they're going to get a win, it's going to be here.
What city are you based out of right now?
New York.
Okay, so what I know somebody there that can do some plaster casts. If you call this correctly, I'm going to have him come up there and plaster your nuts, and then we'll hang them on the set behind us because that is a ballsy call, my man.
I appreciate that.
And I love every fucking second of it. Tell everyone where they can find your podcast. You guys are entertaining as shit. We appreciate your time today.
LaDuca and I are working on some new stuff in terms of podcasts right now. Everything, you find it on our socials. I'm at Blackjack Burner on Twitter, at Blackjack Fletcher on Instagram. Find him at Paul LaDuca 16. on both. We've got a lot of new stuff coming out soon, so stay tuned.
Hey, we're amped, and for real, like you guys have been unbelievably entertaining today. So anytime you want to come back, just hit us up. And I love to hear these hot takes. Anyone who is willing to come on air and take an 0-8 Jets team at the money line, you're welcome at a seat at my Thanksgiving table anytime, dude, my man.
Appreciate that, brother. Thanks, guys.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, man,
Thank you
for
very
coming on.
much. Thank you very much. Kids, as always, we got some sponsors who pay for this shit wagon to be on the air. First and foremost is KillcliffCBD.com. Best in the biz, man. As soon as the election show was over last night, everybody was like, Ross, your horse is fuck. You went all in last night. You're a Trojan horse. You're a champion. Men among boys, everything else. The only thing that got me through last night and today was KillcliffCBD.com. I had a can before bed. I had a can on the way to work. 25 milligrams of CBD in every single can. 4 amazing flavors. Grape, original, orange kush, mango. By the way, the original is the orange kush. That was the first out of the gates for those guys. And then strawberry. Strawberry's new, but they're true to the game. Go to KillcliffCBD.com today. You will not piss hot. So if you're doing a drug test, all your THC will be removed from this. There is no THC in all this shit. If so, it's fucking Killcliff. They're famous for shit. You could sue them. So you're good to go on this. Go to KillcliffCBD.com today. I promise you, Dan and I drink a can of this shit every single night. Promo code Drinkin Bros gets you 20% off and free shipping. That is a big deal when you are shipping cans across the country. Next up, D'Anthony, we got MyBookie.com. Promo code Drinkin Bros doubles your deposit. All the spreads we read on this show are on MyBookie.com. And our actual betting slips from MyBookie.com go into Drinkin Bros Sports on Facebook. It is a private group. There's only one rule. What is that, Dan?
Don't be a cunt.
Goddamn right. Don't be a cunt, and you can go and you can see our picks every single Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I typically release my college picks on Saturday morning and then Sunday, and I've also been doing parlays and teasers for you guys this year because you have asked for them. This last weekend was the worst NFL weekend I've ever had in my life. College-wise, fantastic. I didn't miss all day, which was great. NFL, holy shit. We all took a bloodbath on this one. We should have known with a full moon and Halloween and all that bullshit, but whatever, man. I will try to do better this weekend. This year, we are at 74%, which has been pretty fucking good, man, considering COVID and everything else. It's been great. In particular, college. I've been in Fuegs this year. Couple bad NFL weekends, but I mean, look, I've hit 5 teasers over 5 games apiece, and we've done well, so hang in there. The key to gambling is just to bet on a lot of shit and keep it consistent. Don't try to put a mortgage or some form of debt down on one game. It's not how it works. Just keep it going through the rest of the year. Have fun with it. Make sure it's money you can lose. Go to mybookie.com. Promo code Drinkin Bros doubles your deposit. Last but not least, Anthony, ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. 30% off of mattresses if you're a member of the military, a first responder, a teacher, or work in the government in this life. I wonder if they're giving that to election ballot people right now. Is that a government position?
I hope not. I mean, I assume it does.
Boy, those guys need some sleep.
It does get tiring finding 130,000 ballots.
Ballots with no senators picked on them. So
no senators, it seems, and also 100% of them were for one candidate.
Yeah, that is definitely going to the Supreme
Seems unlikely,
Courts.
right?
And I'm sure Kavanaugh doesn't have a bone to pick. He was fine. The way everybody treated him and his family during that last induction was probably good enough, and I think he'll probably side with whatever the fuck it is you think he's not going to. So enjoy all of that at ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. Right now, they're also giving 25% off mattresses and 2 free pillows with a mattress, and that's a big boy savings. And as always, they got a 36-month pay-as-you-go program. No interest at mybookie.com. Promo code Drinkin Bros doubles your deposits. You know the rules, kids. We're going to switch on over to college football. College football, where we can all get wet and or hard. Look, since we had a special guest on the show today, how cool is Paulo Duca, by the way?
Yeah, he's great. He's a really funny dude.
Fucking awesome. Funny guy.
I've listened to his show before, so I know he's.
I watched him play for years in L.A., man. He was catcher for the Dodgers.
He's
man.
wild as fuck. I wonder if he and Aubrey Huff are friends. They seem like they would be.
Yeah, I bet you they get down on the
Couple
weekends.
old school
don't they?
dirtbags.
Talking about a couple old school dirtbags. We got a resident one who lives inside of our building, Dirty Dan. Dirty Dan, do you have one of these filthy picks on the NFL? Well, I'll hit you afterwards for college.
Never NFL.
Come on.
It's always college.
No. I'll tell you why. Late at night, you always pick some weird Eagles game or
Yeah,
and it's,
yeah.
the
Not on the
spread
record,
is
though.
disgusting.
That's because he's a fucking homer.
Okay.
Yeah, I gamble on everything.
Okay. So college is where you're going this
College
week
is
in
my
golf,
wheelhouse,
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
College and golf is the lottery ticket.
Okay, perfect. So at the end of the show, we'll go to your college picks and your golf picks
Right.
here. First and foremost, at the top of the week in college football,
Action tonight.
we're not bet. We don't bet.
Come on, let's go.
On non-top 25 games, we don't bet on it. You know that, dude.
It's Wednesday night action.
I understand.
Why is there a game
that,
tonight?
dude. Because
There's
it's Wednesday.
5.
There's 5. It's the MAC, dude. That's what they're doing this year.
Why?
Because they're up against the big boys on the weekend. They don't want to do this shit. I get it.
I'm sorry.
Do you have
There's 6.
Do you have a
There's 6
Maction
tonight?
Fuck it. Do you have a Maction game this week?
I do.
Oh, who's your Maction game?
Dude, all right. So one of the picks tonight, you're not going to get it if you're listening to the podcast because the game would have started.
No, you will actually, because this is live right now on YouTube, and
Right.
we'll pop it up right away.
Okay. Tonight, I like Bowling Green, Toledo, under 63.
The under Bowling Green against Toledo, under 63.
A lot of wind in Toledo right now.
There is a lot of wind up there.
A lot of wind, huh?
A lot
Is
of
this
wind.
a recipe for chili? I'm confused.
Yeah. All right.
What is this you're talking about?
I will take this with you. This dirtbag bet, I will take this with you. Under 63. So last weekend, when I said I had a terrible NFL weekend, the reason why is there was a lot of wind in all of these cities, and we were not prepared for that. Apparently, it was from a hurricane that took a weird path towards the end. I know this because I bet the Cleveland Browns Raiders game, and I took the Raiders. And the Raiders did win, but it was like 9-3, and there was 60-mile-an-hour winds during that game. I mean, it was fucking gnarly.
Hate to
Half
see
the
it.
kickers couldn't kick field goals. Like,
Yeah.
all of the unders hit last weekend. Like, it was a strange weekend in NFL.
Also, I mean, that's pretty high for this is their first game back.
Yeah.
It's going to be sloppy.
So what's the over-under final?
63.
Great.
So under 63.
I'll take that with you tonight.
right.
I'll take it with
and then
you.
I got one more pick.
Oh, tonight?
Not tonight, for Friday.
All right. Well, hey, we're on Friday night's games.
You're not going to touch it, though.
I'm not.
I know you're not gonna
I'm
talk
not going
about
to
it.
touch it. So tell us who it is.
It's San Jose State.
Okay, against who?
They're getting 9.5. I'm taking 9.5 against San Diego State.
Oh, gross. That's a gross game.
Dude, Nick Starkel,
What?
a former Texas A&M and Arkansas fame, he's slinging
Never
the ball right
heard
now.
that guy's
Slinging
name in my
the piggy
entire
right now.
life. But I'm glad you have, and I'm proud of you and all you do. I'm not going to touch that game.
So San
with
Jose
Giorgio's
State
dick. So
Plus 9.5.
San Diego State plus 9.5.
No
San
chance.
Jose State.
No, I know. Yeah,
San Diego State.
yeah.
I still don't know the words you're saying.
No, I don't either.
Why is
That's
the
a
camera
weird
flickering
game.
over here? What
It's
is
a
that?
weird game.
Yeah, we're not doing that. Get out of here.
I'm having some more mimosas. Anybody have a splash of Simpson back in the kitchen? Splash of OJ? Are you guys fucking back there?
Not
It
anymore.
was. You
They're
guys are
done.
real close to insertion. That's fine. We welcome it. Obviously, if you listen to episode 100, we watch people fuck for like 3 hours, so we're fine with it. Throw me a splash of Simpson for this OJ and help me out here. The Friday night game is a fun one. It is Miami 5-1, ranked number 11 in the country against NC State. This is Miami minus 10.5. Who you got, Dan? Tough game actually to choose.
Yeah,
Thank you
I
very
mean,
much.
at 10.5, where is this, in North Carolina?
It is, but you and I have been there.
That stadium fucking sucks.
Sucks. So
It's like that. That's like a fucking 5A high school stadium.
correct.
To be honest.
Correct.
Yeah, I'll take Miami in this. I like this. I think NC State is even worse this year than they were last year. They're so much worse. Not the record, obviously. They're 4-2, but we watched them play last year. It was not great for anybody. I think at 10.5, that's a little high. I'd probably take it down a point to 9.5 and bet that one. I don't have great confidence in Miami, but I just think NC State is fucking dog shit. I mean, they're real bad. So I don't think we expect any weird weather there this week, right? So
No, it's
shouldn't be that.
73 on a Friday night in Raleigh, and we don't expect anything weird there except that it's a Friday night game, right? And you never know what's going to happen.
Right.
Speaking of which, Always bet on Boise. We had a lot of people in town this week. Was it Lloyd Burke who gave me this? Yes, Lloyd Burke gave me the Boise State shirt. I tell him I would wear it on the show. You know my rules. Always bet on Boise. This is a Friday night game, 9:45. You're up late at night. Chances are you've lost half of Dirty Dan's picks, and you're looking for a comeback game here.
A comeback game or a package of razor blades, one of those two things.
Either way, both are fun. Equally as fun.
I mean to do cocaine with, not to harm don't harm yourself.
Yeah, so this is going to break the hearts of all my Boise State homies. I really apologize. You know my rules on the show. Always bet on Boise, except for this game.
Yep.
And I like how he brings me the shirt. It's brand new. It's nice. It's not even a fucking Gildan. I like the fit of it. However, BYU is -3 in this game. They have absolutely fucking annihilated everybody all year. They have no problem covering a spread like this. And I think BYU might be in serious contention for one of those final 4 playoff
I certainly
spots, dude.
Certainly hope not, because it's going to be embarrassing for them.
I agree.
But it is what it is. I mean, you can
they're housing everybody.
Even making it there will be good for them long term. Although they have a slightly more selective recruiting process at BYU.
Right.
There's some certain requirements that you need to go to school there.
Yeah, big dicks, big dreams.
No.
Okay.
Being a Mormon.
Really?
Right? I mean, I don't think it's a requirement, but who would go there that's not a Mormon?
Brigham Young. That's Epstein's university. I don't care. You bring them, just bring them young. Yeah. What's look, Steve Young went there. I'm still going BYU -3 all day on this one. Like I'm sorry, I apologize. They have covered all the way along. This is their big boy game, and I think they're going to win.
It's still unclear if Bachmeier's playing Saturday.
Yeah, it's been. Who's he?
Their quarterback.
Unclear why.
Yeah. Has he got a baby on the way?
No.
Abortion on the way?
No, injury.
Injury.
Yeah, but they have a USC transfer.
Injured abortion?
Jack Series.
What's that?
They have a USC transfer.
Oof, even worse. Keep an eye on that then. USC is garbage trash. Those people are not even close to humans anymore.
I'd wait. I'd wait on this. I mean, it's Friday. We'll know by
I appreciate
tomorrow.
that heads up, though, Dirty Dan.
Yeah, we'll know by tomorrow if Homeboy's
We'll
gonna
know by
start.
tomorrow. Check back in with me on Drinkin Bros Sports on Facebook. Just
What's
sign up.
the
free.
injury, by the way?
Dong?
Yeah, look it up.
Is it a dong or a calf?
The reason I asked is because if it's like back or something like that, or if it's low leg, like ankles, and he's a mobile guy, then I would not take this bet.
Is it a dong or a calf? Is it a dong injury?
Does it say his asshole?
Is it his calf?
He blew out his asshole.
Dong? Is it dong and calf?
Do you think anybody's ever had
COVID.
to?
Is it COVID?
It might be COVID, yeah.
Oh shit! If he's out, then I'm staying away from that game.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Then well, if he's out, then I'm all in on Boise. Shit, maybe the T-shirt came in handy then.
Because Brian Harsin, the coach of Boise State, he has a policy of not discussing the status of availability.
You're
of
goddamn
injuries.
right. So he's got COVID and probably
So he has
AIDS.
COVID, yeah.
Yeah. So all right, I'm switching it. Lloyd Burke. I'm going all in on Boise then. If that quarterback does not play because of COVID, I'm going all in on Boise. Smurf turf. A lot of dreams, a lot of big dicks, a lot of car crashes, everything, you name it. I'm all in on Boise on that one. If the quarterback doesn't play, if not, I'm going to flip-flop it over to BYU. Next up, we got the nooner game here, which should be against the law. However, it's Michigan against Indiana, so, it's not like they're playing for a national championship at either of those universities. This is Michigan -3.5 at Indiana. D'Anthony, who you got? This is a tough one.
But before I answer that, I want the national rankings to go away for this year, and I want every conference to like rank within their own conference, and then whomever are the top 2 out of each major 5, we play these playoff games and shit. Because the way they're doing it this year is ridiculous. There's no goddamn way that Indiana is the 13th best team in the country.
Well, I will say this. They're slowly integrating Pac-12 teams back into the rankings.
Right.
And
maybe they'll
correct
sort
me if
itself
I'm wrong, Dirty
out.
Dan, but this is the first week of Pac-12 games, right?
Correct.
Yes. So I think these rankings are legitimately fair enough. Indiana's 2-0, man. They have a decent offense, man, and Michigan looked like garbage trash. I understand why the spread is -3.5 for Michigan. However, I'm not putting my American dollars on this and trusting this.
Indiana had a huge upset.
Correct.
with Penn State.
And they did not deserve
and
it.
No, they did not. The only reason they won that game is because Penn State fucked themselves in their own ass. I don't know how they managed to do it, but they did it.
It's a good tuck job.
And the second game they won was against goddamn Rutgers.
Right.
So there's no fucking way.
Undefeated Rutgers.
Correct.
Oh, God, I'll stab you. I swear to God, I'll stab you.
Well, you know who Rutgers is playing this weekend. That undefeated is going to go off the fucking...
Well, they already lost Indiana.
Yeah,
So-
they're playing Ohio State.
So there's no goddamn way that Indiana is the 13th best team in college football. I'm having a real problem with these rankings right now. As a matter of fact, I think this Michigan minus 3.5 is probably right. I think Michigan probably wins this by a fucking field goal. Field goal or touchdown.
Or Indiana. Yeah, I'm with you. Therefore, I don't bet that. That's
No.
too close for me. And since I don't know, I actually don't bet it.
It's a toss-up.
Also, since we're live on YouTube, man, I want to thank Giorgio and Fake Dan last night. You guys were fantastic at the live show. We didn't have any misses last night, and to my knowledge, it sounded great, and everything was pretty fucking smooth considering 300 people were there. And everybody was drinking, and we got to meet Dan's girlfriend. She was lovely. And Giorgio,
Yeah.
we gotta find you somebody, buddy. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm out here.
You know what's weird is I trust people in this life based on their girlfriend. Like, and so after I met your girlfriend last night, I was like, I trust him. Good dude. Good dude. I know who Dan is. Giorgio, I still think you kill people on the weekends. You know?
I mean, I have changed my name.
Yeah. Have you really?
I mean, yeah, I told you I went by Nick until the age of like 22.
Nick's picks, dude. Real quick, because the audience was asking, did you get to roll with Tim Kennedy?
Tim's an amazing human. The whole Gracie Austin Jiu-Jitsu facility is awesome. And
It's amazing, right?
Yeah, I want to thank them for welcoming me,
what
bringing me out.
Yeah, tell everybody what happened. We don't care. We got time. It's the day after the election. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I mean, Tim choked me out, but he's a big, strong dude.
So that bet with Dakota,
We'll talk about that off air, but I think Dakota owes me some money, but not to disrespect any people.
Dakota Meyer owes some money to Giorgio. It's fine.
He doesn't want to say it because he's scared of Tim, but
That's funny, man. We're all afraid of Tim. Tim is a fucking animal.
Yeah, I think everyone's afraid of him.
It's crazy. Tim is crazy, man. That guy's just built different. And that phrase is so overused these days with like LeBron and all these other shit. And it's just like, man, fuck off, LeBron. Go against Tim Kennedy and tell me you're built different. Like Tim Kennedy will rip your face off.
that's not even.
He's
good
literally an
grammar.
action figure.
Yes, dude. He's
There's
Captain
no other way to
America.
describe it.
Tim Kennedy is the actual Captain America. Like, I get it. I get Tim's whole shit. He's a very good friend and a friend of the show. And I'm glad you got to go because that's a once-in-a-lifetime thing. He's a busy guy.
I think we're meeting next Tuesday again.
Great. Well, look, here's the thing. If he's in town, he always keeps a consistent schedule. So that's great. The problem is Tim is always booked out around the world.
He does want to get you in there as well. The father-son jiu-jitsu, yeah.
Oh,
they
well,
want to get that going.
I will absolutely take my child in there. I think I'm a little past the father-son jiu-jitsu age.
Jason Rao's getting after it too these days.
Is he really?
We talked a long time about that last night.
That's funny, man. He's a great guy too. From Breaking Benjamin. So Dan and I are staying away from this Michigan-Indiana game. We're also staying away from this next game, SMU Temple. It's SMU minus 17.5. What's the point in this, Dan?
I don't know. I mean, I still don't know what the fuck is going on with that entire conference.
Temple is 1-3. SMU is 6-1. I don't understand this. It's a noon game.
Dan's got some stupid fucking look on his face. so I
Well,
know he's betting
here's
it.
why Dan has a stupid look on his face.
well, no, he said I don't understand what's happening with the conference.
No,
and as a American graduate,
Yeah. So here's the thing. This is in Philadelphia. Is somebody banging on something? Oh, are they putting in something upstairs? That's fine.
I thought they were fucking.
No, they're putting a
Yeah,
heater
I thought so
upstairs.
too.
I thought you guys were fucking in the kitchen.
I thought that's what that banging was for real.
It's cool. Just throw a tit out, man, so we can see
Mm.
something, you know?
Let Papa G watch.
Yeah, just a quick tit. No, I understand what's going on. So I want to go to Fake Dan on this because this is in Lincoln Financial Field, Philadelphia. Obviously, Temple's in Philly.
of course.
I get accepted there. You're welcome. I'm brilliant. Do you have any inside info on this?
I take the points.
Temple plus the points?
Yeah, plus
We're
18.
1-3.
It's plus 18 now.
Yeesh.
Yeah, take the
You know
points.
why? It's plus 18. Everybody's betting SMU.
Yeah, no. Just
The only time I bet SMU this entire year was against them, and it was Cincinnati. So no, I'm not
But
touching
in
this.
regards to the American Athletic Conference, Cincinnati's going to run the table until they get to UCF. UCF's going to beat them and ruin any chance of our conference ever getting in the playoff.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll see.
That's what we do.
We'll see. Next up, can we have a round of applause here for everybody in the room, please? Arizona State. Arizona State. The ladies of Arizona State are back. They will be at the game. We will be seeing cutaways of them. Thank God. Obviously, everybody knows about my charity, Fathers Without Boundaries. I take it very seriously every year. It's where I mentor young women from Arizona State between the ages of 20 and 22 how to live in the world. And I'm a huge fan of that. They're back. They're playing USC, which is ranked number 20. Don't know why. It's USC minus 10.5. Dan, who do you have?
No.
Oh, you got no in this one. Great.
Yeah, I'm taking no.
You know who I'm taking in this, kids. The ladies have waited a long time. The quarterback has waited a long time for the
Herm
ladies.
train, baby.
Yes.
Choo-choo.
I am all in on Arizona State. I'll throw a hundo on that for the ladies of Arizona State. I love you guys. I'm sorry I missed my last conference there, obviously, but I will be back. COVID,
Well, Ross,
Yeah, I'm a hand-to-hand instructor.
for Herm and Arizona State, it's not about wins and losses.
It's not.
It's about building better men.
Goddamn right it is.
Yeah, that's the Herm
Goddamn
Edwards
right.
method.
The only way you can build better men is by having them sleep with better women.
And
that's
there you
what
go.
you can do at Arizona State. Therefore, I am all in on Arizona State. I do not believe in USC. I don't even think it's a college anymore, so they're out of here, in my opinion. Next up, we got West Virginia at Texas. Now, on this one, I want to give Dan some shine on this one. Dan, last week, you had West Virginia minus 3.5 over the 16th ranked team in the country. We thought it was weird. Because they were
Right.
3-2 at that point. And you said, man, there's got to be something to this with Vegas. Therefore, you were going in on West Virginia, and they ended up housing them by like 22 points. It wasn't even close.
Nope.
So what do you do with this, knowing that Texas is coming off a big win in overtime against Oklahoma State?
Yeah, there's multiple factors there. One, that Oklahoma State win. That's any Texas v. Texas or Oklahoma University, whatever it happens to be, any of those schools, Baylor, is essentially a rivalry game. Right. Texas and Oklahoma, they both take football very seriously. And when I say they take it seriously, I mean from the time you're a child. You know what I mean?
Correct.
They take it seriously. So that's a rivalry game. I don't think they're going to be as up for this game. Texas has been really inconsistent all year. I would watch this spread and see if it changes over the next few days. But if it goes to 7, I would take West Virginia with the points on that.
Okay, gotcha. What is it at now?
6.5.
6.5. It's tough, man. Look, we live in Texas. I've seen 2 U2 games in person at this point, and I don't know who this team is. I really don't, man. I like the heart of Ellinger, and every time he seems to come back and tries to find a way, sometimes he comes up short, sometimes he doesn't. But I just can't bet on the fucking Big 12 this year at all. If anything, I'm probably looking at this over-under of 55, to be real with you. And that'd be about the only thing I'd dip a toe in on this one. Next up, Liberty. 6-0 has made the top 25. How is that possible?
I have no idea because
How is that possible?
unranked 2-loss Virginia Tech is a 14.5-point favorite against the 25th ranked team in the country.
Yeah.
This is why these rankings are all nonsense.
These fringe games, Dan and I always stay away from, where it's like, hey man, get out of the top 21 and go under, because if not, like you're fucked on this one. Dirty Dan, I'm sure you've got some insight on Liberty. What is it?
I mean, Hugh Freeze is going to have the boys coached up.
Is Hugh Freeze at Liberty?
Yeah. He coached a game last year from the hospital bed.
Yeah, he did.
You remember that?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he
Syphilis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
His dick fell off, actually.
Well, it happens.
He was getting colonic at the time.
That happens.
You can coach and get your butthole blasted out at the same time.
Yeah,
that's
no
true.
big deal. No big deal.
I'm going to whisper this. It's going to be sensual.
So I'm sorry?
Liberty money line.
No way.
Yeah.
You're taking Liberty to win this game on the money line. How much does that pay off at? That's going to be a big boy number. At minus 14.5, what are you looking at? 3-1, 3-1 odds, 4-1 odds?
Where is it? Hang on.
Ooh.
So it was plus 450. So
Ooh,
4.5.
shit. 4.5 odds? Means you put a hundo down, you win 450. Let me adjust my. Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Hove.
Yeah, take your wife on a nice dinner.
No, at $450, you're a tenth of the way into paying off your DUI.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
I would say this.
Is that how that works?
At a money line on Liberty, this has got to be your Dirty Dan filthy pick of the week, right?
No, San Jose State is.
I would go with Liberty money line.
All right,
That's
fuck it.
disgusting.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Liberty
Don't
money
let
line.
him pressure you into shit. Do what the fuck you
No,
want. Fuck
nobody's
him.
taking Liberty at the money line at 14.5.
Fuck it.
Holy shit. Holy shit.
I'll take that.
You are? My God, man. Have we all done acid today? Have we all done strong blotter acid
I'm just
directly
bored.
into our eyeballs? I get it. I'm bored too. We're not going to get a fucking president for 3 months, so who
Yeah.
gives a shit?
This
Let's bet
next
on
game
this.
is even worse. There's no
Worse.
fucking way you can even bet on this.
UMass versus Marshall. We are Marshall. There we go. There we go, man. Yeah, we are Marshall.
Somehow
man.
Marshall's the
There it
16th
is.
ranked team in the country. This is like some kind of goddamn bizarro
This is
world.
minus 45 for Marshall. What the fuck?
Yeah, minus 45, which I would never give. If Marshall was playing a high school football team, I wouldn't give them those points.
Is McConaughey going to come back and coach the team for the weekend? What the fuck is this?
I don't know.
Man, what you need to do is put about 3 fingers of tequila in a glass. Goes down smooth. Not a fucking prayer I'm betting this goddamn bullshit. I don't even want to watch this game. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to spell it. I don't even want to search for it on mybookie.com, promo code Drinkin Bros, double your deposit. I don't want any part of that. Now, the next game, I want my whole dick, balls, and my brethren inside of this. This is it. This is the world's largest cocktail party. Florida, Georgia minus 3.5. This is a big boy game. I can get behind this. I can watch this with my neighbors in fucking private. I can't watch a Marshall game in public with my fucking neighbors, dude. Florida, Georgia, everybody can come over. You can smoke turkeys and dicks and meats and all that shit. I do not believe in Florida's defense whatsoever. I'm going to buy a half a point. I'm going to take Georgia in this and go hard. Hard like rain on this.
I think both of these teams suck.
Okay. Okay.
I think Florida's defense is overrated. Georgia's doesn't get taken as seriously as it should. I don't think it's underrated, but people just don't realize how oppressive it could be. It's definitely going to give Florida a lot of
Oppressive,
problems.
Dan?
Yeah,
Okay.
like you can't get the fucking ball off kind of situation. So the over is 52.5. I'm taking the under on that.
All right. I'm going to take
And it's 3.
Georgia.
It's already down to 3 on my bookie.
Georgia. Is it really? Then I'll buy a hook and take it at 2.5. Oh, I love it. Georgia. I'll go full Ray Charles on this.
I thought you said you weren't going to bet on Georgia teams anymore.
I didn't go to this school, so they can fuck off. This is not one of my favorites. They actually didn't accept me. I graduated with honors, and they recruited me for their fucking football team. Fuck them. Fuck them. I'm all about that dinero, that greenback, baby, and I'm going Georgia on this one. And I'll buy a hook, and I'll get it at 2.5. I'm all in. I bet on Florida huge in the air a couple times, and their defense looked like fucking dumpster people who were just trying to pick out trash for goodwill. Like, no, I'm all done with Florida. Fuck them. I'm going Georgia. I think their defense shuts them down and they win by a field goal. I'm good on this. Next up, we got Houston at Cincinnati. Number 6, Cincinnati has moved up to, I said this could be a sleeper team for the top 4. This is Cincinnati minus 13.5. Who you got, Dan?
I'm looking at the over.
At 55?
Why is it so low?
You know, Cincinnati's defense is actually relatively decent.
It is, but Houston is like one of those teams that just scores points, right?
Couldn't score against us.
They are.
Yeah, it's true, actually. Yeah, they had a rough game against UCF.
They are.
But typically, they score a lot of points against any. It doesn't matter who the defense is, usually.
Cincy's got a tough defense, man.
We'll see. I think, Cincinnati's obviously going to win this game. I don't know if they're going to win it by 2 touchdowns because I think it's going to be a bit of a shootout in some cases. It depends. If their defense plays well, then yeah, you're right. But the over looks crazy to me.
13.5 is weird too.
It's weird, man.
It's
I'm
like-
staying away from this game.
It's like just
Yep.
take it. You know Cincinnati's going to win by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it for that reason, man. So I'm not going to bet this game. And look, I've won a lot of money off Cincinnati. My lock of the week last week was Cincinnati for the sports show, and everybody won fucking $1 gajillion. So I don't want to hear it. I do believe in Cincinnati, just not in this spread. We'll go on to the next one. Kansas, 0-6. Congratulations. Against Oklahoma, this is minus 38
Not
points.
a chance.
That is way too many points, isn't it?
It's ridiculous.
It's crazy. This is something I put in a 6-point teaser, like a parlay, and get this all the way up to 44. And
If this was Kyler Murray, Oklahoma, then sure, I'd parlay this.
But it's not. And look, I know Kansas is a terrible team. I'm going to pull up their fucking record here real quick.
I mean, it's 0-6.
No, I get that, but
Trying to see who they lost to
all
and
right,
by
they
how
lost.
much.
Yeah, they lost to Coastal Carolina by 15. They lost to Baylor by 34. They lost to Oklahoma State by 40. West Virginia by 21. Kansas State by 41. Iowa State by 31. Look, this spread is probably where it should be. I just don't bet it. And I stay away from it, unfortunately.
They got to win by 5 touchdowns and a field goal. That's a lot of stuff, man.
No, and that conference, man, is a trap. I'm all good on that. There's better games to bet on, not this one. Next up, we got Texas A&M against South Carolina. Texas A&M -10 in this one. They've looked pretty decent, actually. The only time they looked shitty was against Alabama. But let's face it, anybody's going to look shitty against Alabama.
Right.
Texas A&M is number 7 in the country. They're 4-1. South Carolina is 2-3, right where they should be. 10 is a tough one, man. You should buy a hook on this one and get it down to 9.5. If you're going to bet it, I'm not going to.
At 10, I take South Carolina.
Yeah, with this game, I'm not betting it anyway. So stay away from. There was plenty of great games. This is not one of them to bet on. Daddy's going hard here in a couple games. Let's get these shitty ones out of the picture. Let's get all Big 12 teams out of the picture here. Baylor versus Iowa State. This is Iowa State -14. I don't care. I don't care about this game.
No, and it's in Iowa State, so that's good
something,
for them.
but it's not.
Baylor's having trouble scoring.
Yeah,
they are.
They
Yeah,
can't score. Charlie Brewer, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, they are having a lot of trouble.
I don't.
Any other year, I probably would at least give Baylor a look with the points there, but not this year.
The other thing you have to consider during all of this is when there is a Saturday with so many great games, don't waste your fucking money on these little shitty games that it's like, dude, you'd have a better chance of asking your grandma who's going to win this game than me. Like, don't do it, man. I have no confidence in this game. I'm not going to tell you to bet your American dollars on it. Let's not do that. But let's move on to the next game where I am doing, and I'm going all in on this one. This is Clemson against Notre Dame. We have waited for this game the entire year. Clemson plays one good team a year. It is Notre Dame. However, Clemson is missing Trevor Lawrence in this game. It is still Clemson -5.5. Dan, I know this sounds crazy, man. I'm still going hard on Clemson.
Oh, I thought you were going the other way.
No.
No, that's not crazy. This isn't the NFL where this kid's a backup. He's a 5-star high school recruit, and he, by and large, is considered the best mobile quarterback recruit in the entire NCAA.
He looked okay.
In his first
last
game. Yeah. He looked okay in his first game. Give him one more game and Notre Dame's defense is, and for whatever reason, always is prone to weird mistakes. They do a lot of stupid shit, miss coverages all the time and stuff like that. You would think from a school that has like a history of discipline and shit, because they have higher recruiting standards than everybody else and all blah, 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 all this stuff. Doesn't seem to play out on the field for them.
Right.
So with a guy like that's mobile and can throw, they're going to get lit the fuck up. I think they're going to lose by probably 14 to 17 points in this game, to be honest. I think Clemson's going to light their ass up.
I can see 10. Therefore, I'm going all in on Clemson on this one. And look, the other part about it is we have so many Notre Dame fans that listen to this show. I'm going all in on Clemson simply for the fact that I want to see a backup quarterback dismantled, the number 4 team in the country, so Notre Dame can go back into their fucking hole for another 2 years, and I won't have to hear about their bullshits. I won't have to hear about Rudy or the Leprechauns or the Potato Famine, whatever the fuck it is, their touchdown Jesus. I'm all in on Clemson at 5.5, and I think they win by a touchdown. Dan, are you doing something like this?
I'm not touching this game.
Really?
No.
Why not?
I don't bet big games, really.
You're a fucking trash bag. That's fine. Do whatever you want, man. I bet the big games. I got the big dick. I bet the big games. I'm going fucking all in on Clemson at -5.5. I'm betting this as soon as the show is over. Fuck you, Kalen Cothran. It is over. This ends your season. This is the end of Notre Dame football for 2020 this year. If you lose to a backup quarterback, you cannot get a spot in the playoffs. There's no way.
I don't think that's true, though, because, again, he's not a backup. He's not a third-year redshirt sophomore that's fucking not going to ever be a star there. He's their next guy.
But it is not Trevor Lawrence. If it was Trevor Lawrence, the spread would be 30.
Not 30. It'd be 18 probably. Yeah. I think. But, yeah, you're right. It would be way higher. But
Notre Dame is all over after
I think it's just because he's young and he's unpredictable right now. But that Notre Dame is not unpredictable.
Notre Dame's going to get 2 shots at Clemson.
Yes. Because that's the only fucking team in that bullshit conference.
Are they playing a conference championship?
It's fine.
game?
Notre Dame will play the conference championship.
So they're actually doing – is every conference doing their conference championship this year?
Yes.
Is that already factored in?
Yeah. So I'll say this. To the Notre Dame fans out there, I will get something just whenever we talk about teams on shit, obviously it shows up on my bullshit iPhone that I fucking hate. I got a thing that popped up right now that just says, hey, would you like to buy a Play Like a Champion sweatshirt today from Under Armour? Yes, I'll buy this fucking shirt now so it shows up for next week, and I'll play like a champion on the show next week if you guys goddamn win, and I'll just keep the goddamn thing, and then whoever else is here from Notre Dame, you can keep the sweatshirt once you enter town. Next up, we got Rutgers against Ohio State. I don't have a spread on this. Do you have a spread?
There won't be a spread for this.
Why?
Because this is going to be like a 90-point game.
But Rutgers is 1-1. What do you got?
Rutgers plus 38.
Plus
That's
38.
it?
Yes.
Wait, you're betting plus 38, or you're saying that's what it is?
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
They're getting 38
The
points.
spread is 38
That's
points.
At minus 105. So Ohio State's minus 115, minus 38.
Oh, God. I just... What do you do here? You have one of the greatest teams in the country at minus 38. Like, yes, it is Ohio State, but that 38 points is too much.
It is too much because
It's a home game, yes, and it's at nights.
Well, I'm not worried
understand,
about all
but-
that. I'm worried about Ryan Day coming out in the media and apologizing for running up the score.
Well, he ran up the score
That means
last
he's not.
week, so
That
who
means he's
gives
not
a
going to do
shit?
it again, probably, right?
No, he
You
did it
think?
against Penn State last week. He doesn't give a shit. And I get it. My whole thing is this. Greg Schiano, who's their head coach of Rutgers, was our defensive coach for Ohio State. Maybe he knows some schemes. 38's a fucking huge number. Do I think they beat it? Yes. Am I going to sit there and grind my fucking dong against a cheese grater watching the TV that night at 7:30? No, I'm not going to do that. But Ohio State rolls, dude. This is one of the greatest teams in the country.
Just take Ohio State minus whatever it is the first half.
Yeah, I did that in the last game with your Eagles, by the way.
Yeah.
Didn't work out.
Didn't work out. But
No,
I
they're
don't see
fucking
any
terrible.
props on here, but the over/under is 64.5. That might be worth a look. I mean,
Yeah, 'cause
how,
it
I
might
guess
be 65-0.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, I think Ohio State will likely score somewhere in the mid-50s. So you're not looking for too much out of Rutgers at that point.
Maybe.
But
Maybe.
that's why they put the spread there to fucking trick your ass into betting on it.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna fall for the tomfoolery or the haberdashery whatsoever.
The Haberdashery, Ross, is a men's clothing store.
Correct. And we have one of the best in the business that went out of business. You're gonna like the way you look, I guarantee it. Therefore, I need my own haberdasher, which is the singular noun of haberdashery, and I need him to make my own clothes for me. But I'm not betting Ohio State against Rutgers. Next up, Pac-12 is back for all you guys that care about that. All 6 of you guys who go to Ultra and then come out to your parents after taking some MDMA. You're back, the Pac-12. It is Stanford against Oregon.
I need stuff to throw at Fake Dan.
Same.
Every time he gets that fucking look on his face, I get so angry.
You get a weird fucking boner, dude, for
why
these
is
games.
why are the Pac-12 schools like coming across the country to go to Ultra?
Trap 12, because they have the money. So they're going
Sure.
to Coachella, and then they're going across the country to Ultra. And then what's the one in Vegas, Giorgio?
It's just Electric Daisy.
DM or
yeah.
EDM.
EDM.
Yeah.
That would be EDC, yes.
Oh,
Electric
EDC,
Daisy Carnival.
yeah.
Correct. Thank you, Giorgio. I know you got to urinate out of your dick and balls. So. Oh, you get some bags.
These
here.
are kind of heavy for this hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of equipment. we
Yeah,
have,
you can
Georgia.
hit me. Just
not
don't
sure what the
take
fuck.
out the camera.
Like
Do you trust your arm?
paper? No,
Oh, I definitely trust Holloway's arm.
no. I mean, I am pretty accurate. However,
What are you throwing at, actually?
it's a beanbag.
Yeah, where are you throwing the
I was
bean
gonna
at?
hit
At
Fake
me,
Dan in the
yeah.
face, but my lane is too narrow. Here.
Oh yeah. Those cameras are expensive.
Yeah.
Look, why does somebody like you bet Oregon, Stanford? To be honest, I'm not going to bet this game. It is Oregon minus 11, first game of the year for the Trap 12. It is always a trap. These guys never cover. That's why we don't. bet
Dude,
on
it's
the
already
show.
down to fucking 10. People
Yes.
are people are betting the shit out of this game, and
out
I
of
don't know
Stanford.
why.
Yeah, I don't either.
Like, how do they have any money left from burning all their cities down?
Yeah,
up there to be
I don't
betting
get
anything?
it. I don't get it. Who do you take in this? You seemed excited about it.
I mean, who do you trust more, David Shaw or Mario Cristobal?
I don't fucking trust any
Nothing
of these
about
guys.
Oregon.
Nothing about either of
Stanford
these
is
teams.
Stanford. Stanford is usually pretty consistently bad.
Yeah.
Like, even with Love, they weren't great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
They're like, they win like 8 or 9 games a year.
maybe
Yeah.
in that weak ass
Yeah.
conference with their bullshit games. Yeah, but it's
David Shaw's always mentioned for NFL gigs.
No.
It doesn't make any sense.
No. We're not betting this game. We're not even talking
you're
about
trying to fucking. It's like some dude's trying to convince you to come to the bathroom with him or something. And you're
it. Yeah,
trying to-
dude. I don't want to jack you off, man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't. Just give me 80. I'll look at it, but it's going to be 160 to fucking jack it, dude. I'm not doing that. Next up is your team.
That's not a very
This
good
is
deal.
actually the Fake Dan team of the year. This is South Alabama.
Again, this is hilarious.
Against Coastal Carolina. Here's the
Coastal
thing.
Carolina is
Coastal
15th.
Carolina is number 15 in the nation.
Rank them.
They're
This is-
number 18. I'm sorry. They're an 18-point spread. They were -2 last week against Georgia State. Every Drinkin Bro bet it because Fake Dan loved this team, and they won by 60 points
Yeah,
last
they
week.
fucking went off last week.
So every Drinkin Bro won. What is your – since you were the Coastal Carolina resident expert here, who is it?
I mean, Coastal, you ride them till they buck you.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, that's hot hand theory too, so it doesn't always work statistically, but it does look like they've isolated what works about their offense, and they're executing it on almost every series that you see them play.
You ride them till they buck
McCall's back. He played
Yeah,
last
he
week.
is.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I mean,
he is.
it's weird to see them at 15. This is what happens when you only play inter-conference, right?
Correct.
You can't judge
No.
a team, which is stupid, right? Because there's no transitive property in sports. Just because somebody beats somebody and you beat that team doesn't mean you'll beat team 3. Right?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. But that's how these rankings are done. You know what I mean? Like if you lose to a team that is ranked lower, and they're ranked lower because they're up against better competition in their conference, right?
Yeah.
And they beat somebody that was ranked higher. Just because they beat them doesn't make you not as good as this other team that they beat. Doesn't make any sense. But
I agree.
Not only does your team get judged that way, but your entire conference does.
Yes.
So like when UCF or somebody like that goes out and fucking gets beaten by like an actual team,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
that entire conference is like, oh, that conference is bullshit, man. That's their best team, and fucking that's all they had. But it doesn't make any sense. Statistically speaking, it doesn't make any sense.
No.
So at what point I'm asking, do we have to start taking Coastal Carolina fucking seriously?
You know, if they get inside the top 10, man, for real, like I will give this a look-see. I
Probably not
really
this
will.
year. They've had 5 wins the last 2 years combined.
Yeah,
So,
I will this year. If they get in the top 10, I will. Speaking of which, the last game here that is canceled before we get to the actual top 10 and the FPI here is Purdue against Wisconsin. This is COVID. I don't know what's going to happen with the College of Wisconsin here. This is the second game in a row they've had to push COVID, and everybody's got to sit out 21 days. Now even more kids have COVID there. I don't know why they have an outbreak at Wisconsin. Clearly, they had an outbreak at the polls last night, and Trump won by a landslide. I'm sure they'll find a way to take it from him. But this game is canceled, and I don't know at 1-0 if they can even be considered for the CFP anymore, because they're only going to end up playing about maybe 4 games. It's a strange year.
Yeah, and if that's the case, if somebody's completely out of contention like that, they're eliminated statistically for some reason. Do you keep them in the rankings? I guess you have to, because if they play other teams that aren't in contention, you want to be able to judge that team based on how they played.
Right.
Wisconsin, who is still a good team, they're just not going to qualify for playoffs.
Right.
But that kind of sucks, doesn't it? Like, what if they end up 4th?
I agree. And look, you look at Graham Mertz.
Not that they are, but I'm just saying, what if they happen to secure the 4th spot in the rankings? What would you do then if they only played 4 or 5 goddamn games?
I think you got to go by the eye test here. Graham Mertz, who's the quarterback of Wisconsin, he's had COVID for 10 days at this point. Now, typically, you're back in and you're ready to play.
Right.
Big Ten's got a weird rule where it's 21 days. So it's like, what the fuck are we going to do? The FPI for the week.
What is that based on? 21 days. There's no evidence that the virus persists for 21 days.
None of it.
It's
There's no
10 to
evidence for any of
14
this shit.
days.
It's so stupid.
Probably the incubation period. They're probably saying is a week.
No, it's 10 to 14 days, homeboy.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with you.
I
It's not-
agree.
You don't have to agree with me. It's goddamn science.
But the Big Ten does not, apparently. Their
Right,
scientists
that's
are
kind of-
different.
Well, they
Every
had-
scientist is different.
I'm pretty sure somebody had to blackmail those assholes.
Well, we have to
To
make
even
sure
get it
the
done.
children are safe. These athletes.
Yeah, it's all fucked up. Here's the FPI rankings for the week in ESPN's top poll of the top 10. Ohio State is number 1. Alabama is number 2. Clemson is number 3. Wisconsin is number 4, which is why I bring up this poll. What do you do if your team ends up polling in the top 4 in the FPI and you can't fucking play?
That's what I'm
half
talking
your
about.
games?
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. Georgia's at 5. And, look, I agree with you, Dan. Georgia isn't that great. So, do they deserve to be the 4th spot? I don't know yet. It's a hard call. What I would like to see is Wisconsin play Ohio State in the Big Ten Championship and then decide if they're fucking ready to go or not. My guess is Ohio State stomps their balls out of their chest, and that's what it is. Next up is Penn State. Penn State is behind Georgia. After that is Notre Dame. Notre Dame should get their panties pulled down this weekend.
Where
by
are you? Where are you
Clemson.
seeing this?
ESPN just released it right now, literally a couple minutes ago. Oregon is after that, Florida, and then USC. Like, look, USC hasn't played a fucking game. Oregon hasn't played a fucking game. Florida, interestingly enough, plays Georgia this weekend, so one of those guys will be knocked out. Like, what do you do? If you can't play enough games, but you're able to play your conference championship, do you go with the eye tests and say, all right, this looks like the best teams that we should have in there, and then chalk it up to COVID and then start all over next year?
Well, I mean, I guess
don't
you have to decide if there's going to be a game played requirement, and if there is, that takes care of that part,
right?
And then the algorithm should take care of the rest, right? I mean, it's a point system now.
Yes.
So that it shouldn't be affected by any of that stuff, although it will be to some degree because think about Clemson, for example. Not that they ever play anybody outside of their conference that's great, but the fact that they play in a weaker conference gives them an algorithmic boost that Alabama will not get because they have tougher competition in the SEC. Same thing with Ohio State. There's tougher competition in the Big Ten. So at the end of the day, if it comes down to really close numbers, it's going to be weird to see who gets 4, 5, and 6, especially.
Yes.
Because those teams, actually 3 through 7 are usually really close. 3 through 8 sometimes are super close in the points. So it'll be interesting to see what that comes down to because if you're a fucking ACC team and you're up there, you're probably going to do better than an SEC team just because you've played shittier teams that are still from Power 5 conference.
I agree.
It's fucked up.
I agree. Now's the point in the show where we get to the Drinkin Bro of the Week. Would you like to give your boyfriend the Drinkin Bro of the Week, by the way? Would you like to come on the show? Oh, he's not ready for that. He's not ready for that. No? Come on over. Come on. You can give him the Drinkin Bro of the Week. I'm sure he'll be amped about it. Come on the show. We're live on air, so it's going to have to be one of those decisions that you're going to make in a couple seconds. There you go. Come on over. You said he's a diehard fan of the show. Look, we love him. If he listens to every show, come on in. Come on over to Dan's side here. There you go. Just walk. Go. Come around. Come around. She seems really nervous.
Yeah.
Why
It's
is
not
that?
going to happen. What's his name?
What's his name? We'll say his name. Oh, you don't want that either? Is he a spy?
Are you Carmen Sandiego? Or are you hiding from the
Yeah.
KGB.
These people are like on the run from the police or some shit.
I feel like a lot of our listeners are fucking hiding from something.
Yeah.
It's cool, but
We need a community too, Ross.
Yeah, there's a thing called warrants.
yeah, there is. There is.
Priors.
How about you guys? The loving couple over here. You guys have been awesome. Come on the show. Who is the couple who was fucking in the kitchen too? Yes. Bring your wife on the show. Come on. Bring her out. Oh, you already pulled out of her. So you're good to go. You guys come on the show. Come over to D'Anthony's microphone over here. Yeah. Oh, you got fucking Detroit.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, exactly. You've got a Detroit tattoo, right? I'm usually great about the dead air, by the way. You don't have to tell me.
You gotta let it ride.
You don't have to tell me. I don't. I never like it. I'm like, hey, let's fill it. You've got a Detroit Tigers tattoo. Are you from Detroit? Speak into the microphone real quick. There you go.
I'm from.
Pull it up to you.
All right, I'm from Ann Arbor, just outside Detroit.
Are you really?
I
I'm
am.
sorry. Ohio State beats the shit out of you guys every year.
And
I apologize.
I love it.
Do you really?
Oh yeah, I'm a Michigan State guy through and through.
Oh, congratulations! That was
Yeah.
a monster win last
Oh
weekend.
yeah, I mean it was. I don't want to say it was a fluke, but
No, it actually
was-
wasn't, man. You guys
Yeah.
played great. I watched that entire game.
but yeah, I grew up in Ann Arbor, super hippie town.
Okay.
Want to get the hell out of there. Both my parents are super hippie. So I do want to give my Drinkin Bro of the Week to Alex Jones because I got a picture with him. I'm going to send it to my parents. They're going to have an aneurysm. It's
No
gonna be
way.
great. Oh,
How
yeah.
cool is that guy, by the way? Like, we did a live election show with him, obviously. He's been on the show maybe 3 or 4 times. We're actually huge fans of that. I mean, regardless of some of the shit he's got popped for in the past, like,
Right.
I view him as an entertainer above anything else. And is there a more entertaining dude in America than Alex Jones, for Christ's sakes?
I mean, I think you've hit the nail on the head. I think he's batshit crazy, but he's smart as shit.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
And he called the election last night live on our show.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, the first 5 minutes, he said, it's going to be a landslide for Trump, and then you're going to have a bunch of bullshit ballots, and it's going to be a fucking rigged election, which that's exactly what happens.
Yeah.
What's your names?
I'm Joe.
And I'm Carolyn.
Carolyn. Carolyn, do you listen to Drinkin Bros as well?
Every day.
Every day.
Every
No
day.
shit.
And Ross Patterson.
She got me into
God
it.
damn it.
Yeah,
You
I
listen to
got
Ross
him,
Patterson
so
Revolution.
I get the credit here. I got him into it.
That's awesome. Hey, man, we greatly appreciate it. Did you guys fly out for the election show?
Yeah, we
did.
voted. Alabama doesn't have early voting, so we got in line super early, waited 2 hours, voted, got to Atlanta, got a plane here.
No
and,
way.
Yeah.
Do you guys read all the books and all that stuff too?
We're listening to the first one.
It's crazy, right? I'd tell you what. When
love
we get
it.
off air, I have a special like original copy of it, CDs and all that shit. The original. I'll give it to you and I'll sign it to you. Thank you
Okay.
for coming on the show. Is there
my gosh,
anybody
that's great.
in particular you guys would like to shout out here?
You go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna give it to you if I came up here. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to say no to that.
Okay,
You
well-
can be
Go ahead.
nice
No,
to
but
me.
is there a girl or a mom or a dad or something you want to give it
Well,
to?
I mean,
Go ahead.
I've got my other boyfriends. I can-
Ah,
you want
look
me
at
to do
that.
Yeah.
How
You
long
want
you
me to
guys
call
been
them out?
dating? How long you guys been dating?
We've been married 2 years.
2 years.
I don't know.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
4 years total.
4 years total. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Congratulations. Yeah. If there's anybody you guys want to give a Drinkin' Bro of the Week to, go ahead and shout them out right now.
I'm actually gonna give a shout out to
Come in close to the microphone. A little bit.
Sorry.
There you go.
Lieutenant Colonel Lee Wallace.
Okay.
He was my last battalion commander. Just large amount of emotional intelligence with that guy. Very, very caring. He's an old Ridge Regiment guy and very intelligent, very smart, and gave me a lot of mentorship, not just in my career, but also just in life and taking care of people.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
He was great at the bar, too. Could really
yeah.
drink. He could get down.
Yeah, super
Oh, you can drink and get down. I like it.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
it. Anybody you want to give a shout out? Point the mic down. There you go.
Oh, gosh.
Feel free.
well-
You got the Drinkin' Bros t-shirt on. We love it. We love it. This is awesome.
She doesn't listen to the show, but my sister, she's great. She's a little bit older than me, but we're like best friends. So,
What's her
yeah,
name?
she's Audrey. That's
Audrey.
her name. Yeah.
Awesome. Is it
Yeah.
She's Audrey? That'd be a
She
boss
is
ass
Audrey.
name. She is Audrey. Oh, she is Audrey.
Yeah.
She is Audrey. Is here.
Yeah. No, she's great. She won't ever listen to this, but that's all right.
Well, maybe we'll cut her a clip out of it. Did you
Yeah.
guys have fun last night?
Oh my gosh, it was a blast.
It was a blast, right?
Yeah. It was so worth it.
By the way, Dan and I are unbelievably grateful that you came out last night.
Yeah.
There was 300 people there or something last night. It
Yeah.
was crazy.
It was awesome.
We are absolutely like over the moon that you guys came out last night, and it's because of you guys that we're able to do live shows and get everybody involved and have you up on the air and everything else. So thank you so much for being listeners to the show.
Yeah,
we
we
greatly
love it.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
For D'Anthony Holloway, I am Ross Patterson. This is the Drinkin' Bros Sports Companion Show. Good night, everyone.